I want you to cry into your Hello Kitty pillow. I want you to put your headphones on. I want you to listen to some Taylor Swift. And I want you to shake it off, you bland bitch.
What up, y'all? It's KMV, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast. I got back into the gym. Now I'm feeling all jacked instead of flubby wubby, tubby. We're going to talk about Dynamite, February 25th, 2026. Tony, Nigel, Excalibur on commentary in Denver, Colorado at the Mission Ballroom. Holy hell. I literally just got done watching the show, and I had such a good time. This put a smile on my face. I gotta say, this is why I go to AEW. You know, this is the alternative of you don't know what's going to happen. Crazy moves, crazy just insanity, hard hitting, this was just a fun show. So we're going to start off with Moxley versus El Clone. Oh, wait. No, we have FTR and a Young Buck package. Then we have Moxley versus El Clone. And El Clone is definitely on my list of favorite luchadors at the moment, next to Bandito and all that. There's a lot of them out there, but El Clone, just the way he moves in that ring and just his style and oh my gosh, he I don't know, El Clone, he's got me hooked. And him and Moxley put on one hell of a banger of a match, and Moxley is over with the crowd. They're like, Moxley, and I'm like, Moxley, and I'm like, oh shit, But this was awesome. This is one way just to start this show. Mox got the win over El Clone, but El Clone, you get a golf clap. Then we get a little bit of a package of what happened to Kenny Omega last week. Swerve is going heel. Swerve says, I need this. I need to be the most dangerous man in AEW. And so while they're showing this, Prince Nana comes out. Prince Nana's evil now. Woo, baby. Best watch out. He says, make way. Kicks the commentators off their table and says, look, here's Swerve Strickland. Swerve comes out and he's like, hey, I'm back, sickos. Cutting a promo saying, I defeated Kenny Omega. That should get me back to being on track to get a championship opportunity. So Swerve cutting a really great promo here. Somebody in the crowd tried to be a heckler, and then he goes like, "Yo mama, yo mama, fool." But Swerve Strickland is back, and Brody King cuts to him cutting on promo in the back, and he's yelling. He's like, "You know what, Swerve? I deserve a championship match again. I deserve that. And I will prove it tonight," because he has a big match with Mark Davis. And Bandito's like, yep, this is Brodito for life. We go into another hard-hitting affair, Orange Cassidy versus Gabe Kidd. Oh, my God. Gabe Kidd is vicious. I'm like, if I was in the ring with him, I'm like, man, let's take it easy tonight. Okay, hey, Gabe, kick me there. Oh, shit. Then I'll kick in next week. But man, this was a fun match. Gabe Kidd did get the win over Orange Cassidy, and of course there's going to be a beatdown. Here's Clark Connors. These are the War Dogs. They're going to beat down Orange Cassidy, and here comes Darby saving the day. He's got his skateboard, a little skateboard spot. Takes out Clark Connors first, then takes out Gabe Kidd and says, "If you want some, here I am, bitch." Yeah. We get the Renee. I will say this is the only low point of the show where I kind of just sagged, got not sad, but was just like, why? So it cuts to Chris Statlander with Thunder Rosa. She's getting a title match, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, why? There's so many things on the horizon we can do here. And this is going to be Tekla's first defense with that championship is Thunder Rosa? Come on. I don't want to hate on Thunder Rosa. I think she's paid her dues and she's She's awesome in her own right. I'm not the biggest Thunder Rosa fan, but that being Tekla's first thing, and then this whole weird Chris Statlander, like, you better be careful. You better be careful. Then Renee's like, why are you so afraid for Thunder Rosa? Oh, she better be careful. You know? But this sets up a tag team for Collision. And the Collision card, holy hell, why does it have to be that strap? Just because of like Elimination Chambers this weekend? Well, screw you. We're going to have a banger of a card as well, which they do. So this was the only low point of the show. It's not going to knock any points, but I was just like scratching my head like, why? And they're going to be in El Paso next week, and it's going to be Tekla versus Thunder Rosa. And I love my Tekla. I just hope Sisters of Sin get in there and beat that ass. There's no way Tekla's losing that championship anytime soon, especially to Thunder Rosa. No offense. Next up, we have Kevin Knight versus Mansoor. It was okay. Kevin Knight doing his thing. But he gets the win, and he cuts a promo afterwards, and he tells, like, hey, Hangman, we're holding these trios championship. I know when you wipe the floor with MJF, I want to be the first to step up, and, so we can get this gold, baby. And I was like, Kevin Knight versus Hangman Adam Page. That sounds good. Next up, we have the promo. We have this segment that I was really looking forward to. MJF, Hangman Adam Page, face-to-face. What's the stipulation going to be for their match at Revolution? Tony Schiavone's in the ring as they're coming out. And MJF wants a one-sided DQ match, basically favoring him and everything. Like, if Hangman even looks at a chair or a weapon, he's automatically disqualified and stuff like that. And, of course, the Cowboy wants a Texas death match in L.A. So MJF they go after each other. I like that MJF's like, let me get this gum and throw it in the trash. He throws it in the crowd because MJF is just so good at that. And got asshole chants and everything. But MJF's like, yeah, he's like, hey, let's leave it up to chance. How about we do that? Let's flip a coin. And I was like, oh, that coin. That's a double-sided coin, isn't it? He's like, tails. He already had it in his head. Tails. I get my match, and it has, you want to leave it up to fate, Hangman? And he's just like, fine, let's do it. Of course, tails. And Tony Schiavone, very sadly, has the mic, and he's all like, well, it's going to be a one-sided DQ match at Revolution. Then I was like, all right, come on. Then the music hits. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. No. And Hangman's like, whoa, stop. He goes, do you think I'm a dumbass? MJF, do you think that? Let me see the coin. Hangman's like, MJF's like, I ain't got to show you shit. As he's trying to leave, Jet Speed comes out. Brodito comes out. Brody almost breaks his fingers, and he's like, give him the coin. And they got the coin, and they found out it was a ruse the whole time. Oh, MJF. And as this is happening, Tony Schiavone's with his earpiece is like, ladies and gentlemen, it's Tony Khan. He's talking in my ear, and he's telling me that it's going to be a Texas that much Revolution. And so it's going to happen, MJF. You're going to go through hell. You want to be the devil? Well, you better go through that Texas death match, because it's going to be hell for you. I am very excited for this Revolution pay-per-view. The fact that it is on a Sunday, the way it should be in pro wrestling, I love pay-per-views on Sunday. That makes me happy. Because Sundays were the days you got to watch the show. I remember with my family, we did barbecues when the pay-per-views were on and stuff like, the WCW to the WWFE at the time. It was a big event and everything, and we made sure that we celebrated. And with Revolution, I'm like, hell yeah. And that's the fact that WWE will not do a Sunday show. It drives me crazy. Because I work through Tuesday through Saturday, so Saturday I'm always at work, so it's kind of a pain in the ass, too, to be like, oh, I need the weekend off, why, because WrestleMania, So, but I'm excited about Hangman and MJF and their Texas Death Match. We got the Brawling Buds! I love this group. I think this is a good tag team. I think it's going to be offering some awesome tag team matches, and I hope to see these two women as tag team champions. Next up is an awesome tag team match for the women's tag team championships that ended abruptly. And it's come on, injuries happen. We got to think of these folks. The AEW normally doesn't do DQs with run-ins and stuff like that, but Penelope, hoping you're okay. I was reading reports that they said she probably broke her ankle, but it's maybe not that bad, maybe more sprained. I'm hoping that, I think Penelope deserves not to be hurt, so it was on a catch with the Babes of Wrath. She came down hard. And when she came down, I watched it, I was like, oh, I hope she's okay. And then towards the end of this match, and this match was getting really good. I mean, this was a really fun match, man. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, something's going to happen. Then here comes Lana Cross, and I kind of forgot who this person is again. She comes in, causing a big DQ. Penelope, you can no longer see her, but I know there was a promo that was cut with her on a crutch, so it was probably not as bad. And I'm hoping so because Penelope just got back. And, she's hopefully everything's okay. But this was a good tag team match until the finish. But that's not anybody's fault. So then we go right into the meatiest meat matches of meat. Brody King versus Mark Davis. Don Callis on commentary. And these folks in Denver told him how they feel about Don. And then we got Fuck Ice chants again. There was a really cool no kings but Brody. That's Brody King right there, man. That was a cool sign. My favorite part, after these two are battling each other, and after Mark Davis had an awesome, crazy John Moxley tearing it up, with that hand getting busted open. Oh God, I can still feel it in my hand, like I punched it. But Mark Davis is all wrapped up on that hand, and yeah, this was an awesome match. Just meat on meat action. This is some wrestling, folks. And Brody King does get the win. He cuts a promo after, and he says, "Hey, Swerve, I'm looking for a fight." So I was like, Swerve and Brody King at Revolution? Sign me up. And then just to make it even better, for Bandito, because he's like, I'm looking for a fight too, cabron. And Andrade El Idolo comes out. I'm like, no way. What? Oh, shit. Oh, my gosh. I'm just like, Bandito, Andrade, hell yeah, give me that match. Oh, that's why I'm very excited about Revolution. It just keeps stacking. And Swerve's watching, so Brody King versus Swerve. We're setting up Andrade versus Bandito. We got all these good things for Revolution gearing up. Moxley versus Takeshita, no limits this time, which is going to be crazy. Then we get with Renee here. She's interviewing Kyle Fletcher. He has the TNT Championship. He retained it at Grand Slam Australia, and she tells him Ciampa really wants his Sylvie back, and Kyle's like, what? He held it for 2 weeks. He ain't gonna get this back. It's Pinky now. And I was like, he named it Pinky. Oh, because the strap's pink and he likes pink and Pinky. I love it. Then Okada shows up, and they're going to have a tag team match at Collision. And Okada says, "You're my best friend." And then Okada's like, "Oh." He goes, "Let's team up." Oh, he throws a little jab at Takeshita too. He's like, "You're a champ. I'm a champ. Do you know who's not a champ? Takeshita." But he says, "Why don't me and you this Saturday become Protokata?" And I was like, I like that name. Can I get a shirt? Can I get that shirt? Protokata? I like that a lot. It's a good name for these two. So now, what we all been waiting for, the main event. FTR and the Demand versus the Young Bucks and the Rascals and Jack Perry and a Mile High Madness match. 5-on-5, and they just let's go. Like, they just, like, boom. And Jack Perry's music plays like 2 to 3 times, and it was awesome. I mean, there was some crazy shit in this match, and I was so excited. Right after I got done, I'm sitting here by myself in my studio area, and I'm like, yay, yay, oh, holy shit. You know, the neighbor's probably like, what the hell's going on? He's talking to himself. Of course I'm talking to myself. Well, this was fucking awesome. This was why I love pro wrestling. This is why I come to AEW, FTR, The Man, and Young Bucks, and Rascals, and Perry. They gave it their all. There was a vacuum. There was a vacuum, man, that Jack Perry pulled out. And I love, Dax was like, help me, somebody help me. And they're like, oh shit, bam, with the vacuum. Great spots with it. Powder everywhere. They got tables set up, and I love the fact that we got some crazy table spots, and just some crazy spots in general, man. And like all the tables, and then I love the crowd. One more table, because there was one more table left, and they cracked that one up. Make the fans happy. Give the people what they want. And this is what we wanted, was just pure awesomeness. Awesome! It was my match of the night, as you can tell in my voice. So, Young Bucks, the Rascals, Jack Perry, after they get the win, I had to light a cigarette. That was some wrestling-gasm if I ever had any in a while. My match of the week, man. Like, this was just bananas. I'm gonna show somebody this. I'm gonna play it for somebody. Be like, hey, you need to watch this, because this is why pro wrestling's awesome. So 5 out of 5 for Dynamite, February 25th, 2026. Tony, Nigel, Excalibur on commentary in Denver, Colorado at the Mission Ballroom. Match of the night, like I said, is FTR and the Demand versus the Young Bucks, the Rascals, and Jack Perry. Moment of the night, Swerve on the mic. There's lots of great moments here. Swerve, Darby, you got MJF and Hangman, the ruse of the coin. Brody King and Mark Davis setting up Andrade versus Bandito. Come on, there's so much here you can eat. And we're gonna eat good on Saturday. We got the Elimination Chamber and Collision, so get that bowl out. All right, y'all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with them. I'm down at Walmart. I am KNB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast, I got a pump for this one. The New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Not only did you challenge me as a man, you challenged me as a threat.